though, let's turn our attention to an inspiring story that comes all the way from France. Chef Ben Cottam, who's from Exeter, is helping feed displaced people through the refugee community kitchen in Calais. As Ramadan continues, Ben is now adapting his menu to support refugees observing the fast. Ben's been there since July, runs a team of 20, serving up to 800 meals a day. Morning, Ben. Sounds like quite an undertaking.
Good morning. Yes, it is. It is. So just to give you a little more detail about it, we're a volunteer-run kitchen in Calais, and we're, as you said, cooking hundreds, sometimes thousands of hot, nutritious meals for people displaced here in northern France. Last year alone, we served 240,000 meals. So over the last 10 years, the RCK's been here. We're talking about millions of meals, really, in total.
What's been your day job?
Quite a big operation.
Sorry, Ben, beg your pardon. What's been your day job in the past?
So I work as a chef. I grew up in Exeter, obviously, and I lived there kind of most of my life, and moved to London in 2020, and I was doing a lot of head chef jobs there. I worked for Ottolenghi for a couple of years, and a members club called the Ministry, some private chef work, consultancy bits, things like that. I think most people know a lot of those kind of jobs come with a certain amount of stress and pressure. And ultimately in London, you're working for someone with a lot of money to make them more money, and it just wasn't fulfilling for me. And I've been a return volunteer with RCK since 2017, so I knew the charity well and took a permanent role with them.
I imagine you've had to change your menu quite a bit from working in London's top restaurants. Yeah.
It's a very different way of cooking here. I mean, the quantity is probably the biggest difference. We have an amazing kind of industrial sized kitchen, and it's just a huge operation. But a big part of what we do is trying to offer food that is kind of culturally appropriate for the people we're feeding. We're trying to kind of offer dignity and some comfort. I mean, like, the best thing we can do is make food that reminds people of home or something that their mum or dad would make, and, can give that bit of comfort to people here.
And tell me about the extra challenge it's posed that we're now in Ramadan.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. It's a lot of people are fasting. A lot of people obviously observing Ramadan right now, and we see much lower numbers of people accessing our distribution. People will kind of sleep in through the day to conserve energy. So we try to adapt our service. We'll move our hours to slightly later, and we just try and make as much food as we can that people can take away and kind of have after sundown. Obviously, our normal offering is kind of a curry with rice and salad and things like that, and it's not ideal for people to be eating a cold version of that in the evening. So we're doing a lot of fresh breads and falafels, hummus, eggs, salads, cakes, things like that, stuff that people can just have later on in the evening. When we get to Eid, we'll do a special meal, most likely some kind of meat, which is the most popular thing we do here. And it's, we can't do it. We don't do it enough, really, because it's very expensive. So we kind of rely on fundraising to do special occasion kind of meals like that.
I imagine an immensely rewarding work that you're doing, but also sometimes quite difficult in terms of the people you meet and the stories they tell.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, yeah, as you say, the work is really rewarding, and it feels good to take kind of positive action in that sense. But yeah, I mean, it definitely comes with an emotional toll as well, and the kind of conditions people are living in out here, it's horrendous. It's inhumane, and I guess that's what drives us to be here and to offer some solidarity and some dignity for the people living here.
There's obviously, within the UK, and I'm not going to ask you to comment excessively on this, a huge amount of pressure to reduce the number of people making the journey across the channel. But what I will ask is what does your experience and what you see, how does that frame the debate you hear going on in the UK?
Well, I mean, what we see a lot is people, even people who come to help, who have sympathy already for the situation. Once they've come out and they've seen the reality of it here, even they, go away with a completely different perspective on things. I think, personally, I think the entire way the topic is discussed right now, whether it's politics or in the media, it's just become so dehumanizing and toxic. We talk about small boats and criminal smuggler gangs a lot, but what gets lost in that is like the real lives. And we're talking about some of the most disadvantaged people in the world, people fleeing war, famine, persecution, and the way they're treated is shocking, and last year was the worst on record for deaths in the Channel. So you can imagine how desperate you must have to be to take your family, your children, your babies on such a dangerous journey, and the fact we still don't offer any safe routes for people to use, forcing people to take these kind of life-threatening risks. I mean, I think it's a national shame, personally.
And bluntly, you must be conscious that some of these people who eat your food won't make it across the Channel. They will lose their lives.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And as I said, last year was it was just a constant kind of tragic situation. And you can stand on the beach here and you can practically see Dover from the beach in Calais, and it's a short stretch of water, but it takes many lives, and it's tragic.
What's next for you, Ben? Just briefly.
So I'm here till August at least. I'm on a volunteer visa, so I can stay for a year. But carrying on with this, and I just encourage anyone who is feeling kind of powerless about the way things are in the world right now. There's positive action you can take. And if you look at our website, refugeecommunitykitchen.org, you can find out how to come volunteer with us or raise money for us. And we appreciate, all of that, anything people can do.
Good to speak to you. Thank you so much. Ben Cottam from Exeter, helping feed displaced people through the Refugee Community Kitchen, which is in Calais. Really